What up?
How you doing, Emilio?
I feel pretty good tonight, buddy.
You know what? I want to thank you once again. This Sunday, you had me eating some delicious food. It was sushi. That's right. We did sushi on Sunday.
I had you eating the sushi in its rawest form, correct? That yellowtail jalapeno was as authentic and raw Japanese sushi as you could possibly get, probably in our area.
I was going to get right into that. It really is. Explain the jalapeno and explain what that was, and then tell the viewers how I did as a sushi eater. In your opinion.
The yellowtail jalapeno, and specifically from this sushi restaurant, because I've tried to order it in very high-end sushi restaurants in all different areas of the country when I'm on vacation in Vegas, Florida, and nobody can duplicate what this sushi master does here at my favorite sushi restaurant. And it's so it's Taco. It's in Ben Salem, and most people, including myself when I first went there, either they know, or either you know, or you don't know. It's one or the other. So this gentleman, the owner, has a way of taking the yellowtail raw, slicing it thin, and he, with a razor blade, slices jalapenos in paper thin and puts them on top with a dab of sriracha, and he creates this like rice wine. It almost tastes like Italian dressing, doesn't it?
It chops up. Yeah.
So,
I don't eat spicy, but I loved it.
So the vinegar of the sauce, the vinegar base, it's like, eating a raw oyster. You squeeze a lemon on it, anything citrus or vinegary, it will cook the fish to a certain extent, and it's delicious.
It really is. And if anybody wants to know where it is, it's in Ben Salem. It's 2141 Galloway Road, 215-2450-600. There's your plug, because we love to spread the kindness.
It's above and beyond any and most of the sushi I have eaten. Anywhere.
I have an important question now. I'm going to just ask you, how did I do?
I think you did fantastic. I think that you have a broad range, and your palate is you have an extended palate, so you're fun to go out to eat with. So that's what I like. I don't put any restrictions on. If somebody's there's certain things. Look, I'll try anything. I'll eat anything. There's certain things that you might be a little bit skeptical of, because we're always starving, right? We're hungry. When we go someplace, we want it all. We're gluttons, right? So sometimes if you go somewhere and you're a little bit skeptical because you're trying something new, you're like, is this going to fill me up? If I start ordering all these things and I like it, but I don't really love it, am I wasting time, effort, and money? Because when you go somewhere and you have it in your mind, especially our go-to places, you're going to get down and dirty and you're going to eat good. It was, like I said. So you went in there. Look, you eat. Look, you're not a rookie to sushi, but there's certain things that there's different levels of it, And look, even myself, like I'm pretty sure if we went to Japan and they threw like a live octopus on our plate, me and you would probably run out of the side door. There's different levels of.
We'd be like, who has gravy? Who has gravy? Something like that.
You know what I mean? Like we'd be like, can you go and grill this octopus a little bit for us? You know what I mean? But for our level of sushi eating, and I think that we're pretty expanded and we have a wide range, and I think we had a ball and we ate good, and no complaints, right?
Yeah, man. And your wife, Jen, Emilio Jr., what a cool cat. Well, anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to say, and I just want to, our kind show and what Emilio and I have kind of transitioned into, and it's going to keep us having fun. It's about literally Girl Scout cookies. It could literally be someone helping just with, it doesn't even have to be money. It could just be like putting your time in, putting an effort in. It could be anything, a charitable cause, a business. We just want to really share kindness. Just like we just gave you the number of this delicious sushi place. We are all about having fun, sharing kindness, and we're going to hit PA, all different states. We're going to go nationwide before you know it. We're having fun. Anyway, I'm ranting. I just want to let you know, Emilio, we have a really awesome guest today. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of do the intro and get him in here. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Love it. All right. So our next guest, I actually met them, Emilio, very similar to the way I met you, through a thing called social media. And it happened in the last 12 months. And I just started seeing posts and seeing really cool content and really kind content, and also content that made me think, and it was really uplifting. And I really was like, I need to meet these people. So I started commenting on it. And it was very similar to the way I met you, because I have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. I know you can have 5,000. I'm hitting them up. But like, it's important. You stay connected to certain people's content, and it just keeps coming up. And it's so weird to know that you actually know this person and grew up with this person, which is so cool, which is like so random how I met both of you. And then, it's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here, right? It's all connected. So anyway, without further ado, I want to bring on our guest this week for the Be Kind show. Let's we don't have an audience, but I'm going to clap. I know Emilio is going to clap and give it up. Let's hear it for Bruno and Stacie Marcinkowski.
Woo!
Welcome.
Woo!
That was that.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you for having us on the show.
Awesome.
We're super excited.
So just to jump right into it. So one of the things that Chad mentioned, check out Show Off Your Be Kind.
Time out. Look at those shirts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Whoa. Kind is the new cool.
It is the new cool.
It's definitely the new cool.
I love it.
Going back to what you said, before the intro, social media, it has to be recognized at this point by anybody, everybody, and anyone of all ages. It doesn't matter if you're, 15 years old or you're 75 years old. And one of the things that you pay attention to is the content that people put up, their message, their vibe, and you become attracted to it to some extent.
Wait,
and
Amelia, I don't mean to cut you off. This is amazing. Hold your thought. They have so many things coming on the screen. I just wanted to give them a chance to recognize, because I'm not kidding you. Hi, Renee. There was like 7 or 8 people coming on, and I just want you to have a chance to say hi to some of your viewers, if you don't mind. And then Emilio, you're going to go right back in that question, because it was amazing. I had like 7 people come up. I almost freaked out. It was like amazing. So just say hello to your viewers real quick. I saw some names.
Well,
Jake, you put the names back up there real quick. Look at this. We got Lou Conrad.
Lou, I've been friends with for a million years back when I was in the legal business. Renee, she's great friends with us, partners up in Florida.
Kevin
Rumhild, who is local to Philadelphia, who's like the nicest person in the world. Who else we got? Greg Matza. He is Mr. Philly.
Love it.
And coined the phrase "love it." So
like Maria Miller Hutt.
Maria Hutt. So a girl that I went to school with, that is her mother from grade school. So we're getting some love here.
Oh my God.
Mother,
Hi, Stacy, Mary Ann Becker.
That's my mama.
That's mom-in-law. Love you too, Mayor.
Yeah,
we won't pick on mom for the misspelling. We'll just pretend we didn't see it.
That's my Aunt Suze.
Love it. Look at this. A lot of shout outs, right, Emilio?
yes,
All right.
that's
Emilio,
what we want.
you're getting into something pretty good here.
There's my dad. My dad's on. So
Yeah.
we got a good group.
I'm loving it. We're gonna have a power-packed hour, because I know we're gonna have a blast. Amelia, I know you were on to something here, and I just cut you off because I just felt there was so much coming in. I couldn't help myself. But you were on to something, so get right back into what you were doing, because I felt like you were going off of something I was saying. Can you get back in the frame? Are you good?
So you hear the sirens in the background?
Wow,
Funny.
that's not
I'm up
kind.
here in Holland in Bucks County. Maybe somebody hit a deer or something. Who knows?
Well, everything's real in the Be Kind show. We don't know, no special effects.
So what I was saying is you basically, what happens is once you become engaged with this person and friends with this person, and you follow, their posts, their content. It's basically like your family. Like there's such thing, and we have to come to the reality of it, even though, we're long in the tooth, all of us, that it is the reality that you have social media family. So it's not really, a surprising or, anything out of the ordinary to me nowadays, as you can see that, I've taken to social media, and I don't have any filters or anything. And I feel that, we're going to have a social media family moving forward. And I think it's a great networking thing. And it's a great way to meet, new people and intertwine with their life and their lifestyles. I think it's a fantastic thing.
You know what, Emilio? I could not agree with you more. I'm going to get right to the question. I'm going to get right in there. I had a couple of things on my mind, and I don't have a major agenda, but the one thing that just really just jumps out, and I have to just get right into it. You see what I'm wearing, right? I got my Be Kind. Yeah. And you got to Be Kind. And then Stace, if you don't mind, Be Kind as well.
I'll stand up. Kind is the new cool.
That's right. So let me ask you a question. Let's get the elephant out here. Let's talk about it. Talk about the Kind movement and what does it mean to you? Because it means something. You guys have been doing this Kind thing before I did the show. This is in you, and I want you to talk about it. In fact, you guys can work this out. However you work this out, we got a king and a queen here. I call you King Bruno, Queen Stacie. What are you feeling today?
Well, I'm going to introduce my queen first, of course, as you guys know. So she can tell everybody what she thinks of.
Well, listen, we try to lead by example, and we don't really believe in negativity. We believe in kindness. We believe in helping other people through whatever means that is, through buying a house in their personal lives, which however way it works out. But we find that there's much more reciprocation with being kind and putting yourself out there for others that are in need and or for whatever reason. And we do believe that comes back in full fold. And we love doing it. And we find that spiritually for us, it has made us grow better as people. And we're just out there. We're just positive people. We like sharing things with people. We like being out with different folks and learning their different stories. And that's what it's about for us. And we have fun doing it along the way, which is really important to us.
I have to say something here. I'm watching this right now. Bruno is looking at you, right? And he's just like in awe. It's beautiful to watch. It really is. And, Bruno, what are your thoughts? Stacie, thanks for sharing that. Bruno, what are your thoughts on the Kind movement? And then specifically, like, when did you guys just like start? It's a movement. It really is. Like, how did it just like all of a sudden? You don't just wake up one day and wear a shirt, and it doesn't just like. When did this happen? Like, explain the transformation if you can.
So, as everybody knows, we're in real estate, and it's all based on relationships. So I'm going to back it up a little bit. And I was angry. I was a business owner. I was obnoxious. I was respected, but never loved. I didn't like the way that I felt. It took a lot of energy. And I just watched things like opening the door for people at Wawa. Everybody opens the door at Wawa, right? Well, why do we not open the door anymore at the mall? Why did we stop clapping when airplanes land? These are small things that we used to do in spades that we just all lost. Me included, my wife included. And during the C word, people, a lot of tensions got high. And I felt like being obnoxiously kind with all the small things, that was the time to do it. So that's where we learned that. And that's where we saw the biggest result, because there was so much tension because no one knew over the last 2 years what was going to happen. And my wife and I said, let's do it another way. Let's go obnoxiously kind. We're unapologetically happy. And for whoever doesn't like it, there's 3 little buttons on the side of our posts, and they can unfollow us. And we're okay with that. We want people to be happy with everything that they see. Facebook's a great platform to spread happiness. It really is.
Kevin and Greg just told me they like the Kind Bruno better, just so you know.
I hope so. Me too.
That's awesome. So, Emilio, Before I go into another question, you've been listening to us. Do you want to just jump in there and ask something? Because you can.
So, Bruno, being that we're cut from the same cloth and we've known each other for years, and we have a friendship over the years that has spanned 20 plus years.
Love you, bro.
And you even I mean this is even goes into like my family and other I mean it's deep, right?
Love them all.
So me and you, right? Like you said, we've been in business, angry business owners. You know, we've provided for other people's families by, you know, opening these businesses and they having employees and having their paychecks there every Fridays. And, you know, you have like this, you know, this reinvention of both of us. Like you reinvent yourself, right? So you meet the right people. You met Stacie. I met my wife, Jen. Later in life, I didn't get married till I was 36 or 37 years old, had my kid, whatnot. Do you feel that I know everything you're doing comes from your heart, right? Because you get humbled as you get older in life, right? I know I've been humbled, right? We both lost our fathers at a young age. We both had, you know, issues where we were up and down with business. Getting people to really, and I know we might say we don't give a shit, but in reality, when you're being true to yourself and being true to everybody around you, it's almost like do you still think people believe like that because they know us for so long that we could actually make this transition into who we are today? Or do you think we have won them over by now with all, you know, you think they got the gist of it to where they're saying, all right, you know what? These guys are legit. I'm down with it. You know what I mean? You think you got more love than hate at this point from, and I'm not talking from all the new contacts and all the new, you know, the new experiences. I'm talking about from the people we grew up with.
Mm-hmm. That's a loaded question, Neil.
Yeah.
You know, we all grew up and we all grew up, you know, working hard, a lot of cops, a lot of firemen, teachers and things like that. And then there was a handful of us that were fortunate enough, if you want to say fortunate enough, to get into their own business. And I, you know, just by the outpouring of love on social media and the people that reach out to us and stuff, I'd like to believe that the transition is always in the works, Neil, but shows like this and seeing folks like the four of us get together and say kind is the new cool and being angry and fist fighting. And, you know, when you're standing in line at Publix or Whole Food and you're the guy like this and you can't stand it, you know, all that's past us now, you know, and they're the little things like holding the door that I think is catching on. And I think you're seeing a lot more love and a lot more.
You know, it's because I can see it, you know what I mean? And it's like,
all right,
because I make a confession.
I want to make a confession. I'm just going to say it. 2012. All right. I wasn't as kind. I was at the mall at the food court. No, I'm being honest. It's so crazy. I just want to come clean. Like this feels good. Like,
did you get arrested?
No, but I almost did. I want to tell you.
Confessions of Chad? Is this Confessions of Chad?
Right? I'm coming. You know what? This is a real show, and I'm just gonna. I'm coming clean. My hair looks good, but I'm gonna come clean. It was 2012, and we'll talk about that. I'll tell you that my hair wasn't so good 15 minutes before the show, but whatever. I digress. So it was 2012. I'm at the Neshaminy Mall. All right, in the food court. And right outside the food court, there's an Annie Ann's pretzel place. I asked for a soda and like a pretzel, and like I got a little attitude and it didn't come out fast enough. And then she got me a small instead of a large. I flipped out. I went crazy. They called security at that point. So I'm like, there was two, you know what? It was bad. All right. I didn't get arrested, but I was given a timeout. They call it a timeout, a mall timeout. I was given a 24-hour cool-off period. Nobody. Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie.
I've changed. I'm better now.
I mean, that sounds like
first. I've never seen anybody banned from the food court.
Yeah,
so
that's like a temper tantrum more than a.
It was a suggestion.
Do you guys want to have like a anger anonymous where we could just sit around and tell some stories of when we were real ignorant to folks? We could just do that one day. We'll do a whole.
That's what we should do. You know, you get up, say hi. My name is Emilio. I just want to let you know how I was. I had 0 to 60 problems.
It's a kind coming out party. Oh my God, this is too much fun. All right, this is fun. I just made a confession. Okay, I have one more, but that's for that show. Okay, there was one other one, but It wasn't jail time. Nobody got hurt. Okay. And the person and I are now good friends. All right, here we go. So I'm going to ask a question. I really just want to know. I'm just going to get right into it. I want to know about the Bruno and Stacie connection. How did you meet? And tell me the magical connection of you guys working together. I want to know. That's a big question.
Well, we've known each other for, I don't know, close to 30 years. We met through mutual friends. And, later in life, we reconnected years and years later. 2017 is when we reconnected. And we started talking, then started leading into talking a little bit more, and then developed into a relationship. I was already in the real estate world, and Bruno was in IT securities. And so we just, hit it off. We took everything very slowly and just built our relationship. And we just commented the best wedding ever.
At the wedding, I think.
What a good time.
You said it was a heck of a wedding. Continue, Stacie. I apologize.
The wedding was fun. And so his business was starting to kind of fizzle out, and I knew that he was a bar restaurant owner in the past and was into real estate. So I said, hey, I've been wanting to start a team, and maybe this is the best time, to do it. And would you be interested in considering getting your real estate license? And he toyed around with it. He thought at one point he was a little too old to go back to school and fearful. And I said, hey, I just did the same thing. So if I can do it, you can do it. And so he made the plunge, and he got his real estate license. And from that point forward, we work for HomeSmart Realty Advisors, and we have a team under them called the Dream Team One. And now we have 7 team members and growing on our team, and we're flourishing. We've done the best we've ever done in the 1 year that our team has formed. So we hit nearly 30 million in sales between all of us, and everybody's still growing and doing our thing. And we all come from diversified backgrounds, which is great. And that's what kind of kicked us off into real estate. And now we're expanding to Florida as well. So that's our story in a nutshell.
Speaking of Florida, you both have roots in Philadelphia, right?
Yep.
Yes. Born and raised.
Born and raised both in Philly?
Yes.
Okay. And my question is, I know that you go back and forth between, say, PA and Florida, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So when did you essentially decide that Florida was a cool place? Because if I'm, you're there a lot now. So explain that, how you're from Philadelphia, PA, right? Then how do you get to Florida, right? And then, because you're doing listings, I see you in Pennsylvania. You just have this bar called Cappy's. That's incredible. By the way, that's
it could be yours for 1.1 million. Call us today. Go ahead.
It could be called Chatties.
Right. I mean, you were dancing. It was totally cool. Cappy's.
You gotta have fun. Cool Amelia knows.
Gotta have fun.
So how did you guys decide to kind of get into Florida? First of all, let's answer that first before I ask the next question.
So when the C word began, we were under contract for a new construction by Maggie's, plug Maggie's on the river. We spent a lot of days there, great spot. When the famous 2 weeks happened, we were packed all the way down to the Fork in our current home, ready to move. So we decided, long story short, to take a ride down to Florida for those 2 weeks. We couldn't work. We couldn't do anything. And, everybody goes to Florida a lot. Who doesn't go to Florida all the time? But how many people actually order the pizza? How many people go to the Publix? How many people do something other than go to South Beach or Miami? And, how many people actually get the glad hand with the locals? We wound up staying down there for 7, almost 8 weeks. And we did statistics from Mar-a-Lago all the way over to where we live now in Cape Coral. And we just felt that, the mantra down south, the whole God, country, family mantra is very strong down south. And my wife and I came from that, and we felt like we lost it a little bit. And when we're back down there, we regained it big time. And that we broke the deal in the PA. We were going to have a new house built on the river, and we bought a house in Cape Coral. And that's how that came to be, Chad.
I love it. Explain your perspective on spirituality then.
So, well, another load, you guys. Loaded question.
Am I bringing the heat tonight or what? Am I bringing the heat?
A long time ago, my dad died over 30 years ago, and I didn't understand it, and I was very angry with God, and I was praying a ton, and I was mad with God for over a decade, maybe longer. Then when my mom had passed, she passed beautifully. She got to see my wife. She got to see us get married in her hospice unit and things. The moral of that story is that, we all pray a lot, but when I was younger, I didn't realize sometimes God just says no. And it took me 40 years to understand that. So that's how I categorize our faith now. That when you pray, sometimes God just says no. And once you can get to that maturity level in your faith, you start to see God's always around. You see him a lot more than you would ever imagine.
Right. But God's always with us. And we pray every day, and we're very thankful and blessed for all of the success, our family, our friends, the people who surround us, and who we choose to surround ourselves with too is so important, because, life is not guaranteed day by day, right? So we just thank and pray God every day that, we have a good life and we're very happy and blessed. And I don't know, I go to bed happy and can sleep every night, because I know that our day is filled with helping other folks. And the best way we can do that, we work 150% for our clients, and we love our friends and family. And however way that we can give back to people, that the way that we feel inside as individuals, we want to share that and happiness with others.
We feel like, Chad, that we have a contract with God, and it doesn't have to be God. It could be little green men. It could be, everybody's beliefs are their own. It doesn't have to be.
But we're under agreement that there is a higher power. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
basically.
And we're under contract, Neil, with God, and we
Correct.
feel like God doesn't let you hit the lottery. God doesn't let you win a new car. But you know what God does? He puts you on a show like this. He gets you invited to a podcast with dozens of people who maybe will give us a real estate lead, will maybe introduce us to a new restaurant. God puts things in place, and we feel like if we keep fulfilling our end of the contract, God's not going to let us hit the lottery, but he lets you hit the lottery in a million other ways, like this, and my wife and you guys. Right. And that's how we feel like just you got to do 100 things each day. 99 of them have to be kind and ethical and beautiful. If you do 100 things in a day and 70 of them are that way, you're probably only an okay person. And that's kind of how we kind of rate our spirituality.
In your spirituality too, God doesn't always, even though he's always around you and he's always there, he doesn't always give you the lottery ticket when you think you need it the most. Fast forward, like you said, 30 years later, and look where you're at. How do you know that's not him answering your prayers?
Right.
It is
for today. Maybe you needed, maybe he gave you the strength and put you through your highs and lows to get you to where you are today, to make you mature enough to understand what you're saying right now. And that's why you're in the position to be, open and can talk about it and to explain it the way you're explaining it. Because 30 years ago, you could never do that. And
Emilio, that was 100% accurate, Emilio. Thank you very much. And it took me a lot of years to get to that maturity level to be able to say what you just said, Neil. Cheers.
I had to say, just being a part of this, and it's like just the stuff you could talk about, and it's really cool. Amelia, before I go into a different direction, your mind works in mysterious ways. Do you want to follow up with something here?
So what I want to talk about is one of the things that's important. Why we have Stacie and Bruno on the show today too is because they have this power team, and they're a power couple, and they're with Home Smart, and the Dream Team won. So at some point, right? And I went through what Bruno went through with my brother. My brother had his real estate license for 10 years, and he could see the car business taking a shit, right? Beautiful picture. He could see the car business taking a shit, and he's like, we got to do something different. We got to do something different. So I was hesitant, like you, Bruno. Like, am I going to reinvent myself? Can I do this? Blah, blah, blah. But at some point, you had to see the branding. This is what I'm talking about. At some point, you had to create a brand.
Awesome.
And the brand that you created sets you apart, and it becomes recognizable. And that's what sets people apart in different businesses that a lot of people don't understand. They can't grasp. But like, if you're going to be something, you got to go balls to the wall and brand it and never take the foot off the gas pedal. Like you said, I'm going to hit them with kindness. So to the point of to people are disgusted with it. And guess what? It's either going to be infectious and catch on, or just get out of my way. Like, we don't need you.
Emilio, I don't mean to interrupt you, but on that token about what you just said, my wife and I, Stacie and I, we go all in on everything. Everything, 150%.
Balls to the wall.
I don't care if it's going to the food store. I don't care if it's making love. I don't care what it is. When we pray, we stop what we're doing. Every single action we do 100%. We get our car inspected. We get it all done. We do everything 100%. And when you can treat people that way, they reciprocate, as one of the pictures you put up.
I think it's way more recognizable too, to your point, Emilio, when it becomes a common practice just because it's built into your life at this point. I think people resonate with that a lot more and they can tell. People know by your demeanor and the way that you talk and just your simple, facial gestures and body movements, that they can tell what kind of mood you're in. They can kind of tell what type of person you are. I mean, we all know that it takes 5 seconds for somebody to kind of read you and know what you're about. It doesn't take hours.
That's right.
Stacie, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm coming. I'm just hitting it. I'm just dropping bombs.
Let me have it. I know.
With this hair. You know the weird thing about my hair?
So ask us whatever. So.
Oh, I don't even know I'm going to ask yet. I have to ask something because something has to come out of this mouth. But I want to say something. I mean, I'm a little intimidated. I mean, I got Emilio with this amazing faux hawk. I got Bruno with Dick. I mean, that hair. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have a straight up man crush on you.
I know.
He has to hear it all the time, but he
Look
is.
At that hair.
It's so picture. It's ridiculous.
I don't care. Flaunt it.
He could literally walk into.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm doing really good. I'm having a really good day.
I'm surprised Vidal Sassoon didn't call either one of us up to have us
no comment on my
I'm having a really good day, but like. Bruno's just half-assing this, and he's kicking my ass. I mean, anyway, Stacie, I'm going to bring this question to you right now.
Okay.
Tell me the Dream Team 1 mission statement.
Relationships begin.
So we try to practice this. So, you do meet people, at your first listing or first buyer's consult or over the phone while you're calling, and go through all the transactions. But we really truly believe, and it's actually we're living proof of it now, that our real relationships start at the closing table at that point.
Yes.
For clients. Now, family and friends, different story. But for clients, we really truly believe that those relationships, we are still in connections all the time with people, and they reach out to us when we're in Florida. They can't wait for us to get back when we're in Philly. And we feel so loved by how we've impacted their lives and how much we mean to them that I think that's the most important thing in my mind, that those relationships keep resonating and keep going and growing. And from there, just to your point too, Emilio, then they expand out. Then they introduce you to other folks that are so nice and wonderful. And we really have met a lot of people along the way throughout the 6 years of my real estate career. And I'm so looking forward to the next 10, 15 years in it.
The relationships begin at the closing table. And not that it's not nice to give bottles of wine and gift cards to Home Depot. It's all nice stuff. Everybody has their own style. They give knives out, all kinds of cool, catchy ideas. But our gift is we want to spend another 2 hours with you at dinner. We want to treat you to wherever you want to go. And we want to continue our relationship. They hand the keys over. The real estate agents get their checks. Title gets their checks. And then you get an email 30 days from me following up. That's not a relationship. That's just a job, right? When we're having our client appreciation March 10th, everybody's invited. March 10th, we're going to have probably 10 times the amount of people there than we had clients, because all the people in our inner circle, you know.
Where are we going?
We're going to Johnny Apple's.
Johnny Apple's, Amelia.
And they're also clients.
Mark it down.
They're another plug.
And they're clients of ours too, which is great.
Isn't that right down the street from my house?
It is.
It is.
I know exactly, Johnny Apples.
March 10th, 6 to 9.
It's unbelievable. We're going to be there. I'm guilty as charged.
Oh, you'll definitely be.
I am so excited. So excited for that. So my question,
maybe we could do a podcast that night.
We probably can. If
Jay come.
The problem is everybody's going to be all over you. You know, everybody.
Well, we have to do a little room aside. There's extra room.
You'd have to go like a half hour early and do a little podcast there. You know what I mean?
Fun.
Yeah, we could do that. That's good. We'll keep that in mind.
Do something live.
I have a question. I have another cool question for you. I'm just going to keep it going, and we're going to talk about the cause. We do have a cause we're going to talk about just a little bit, because we love to. It's just every week's different, and this week we definitely want to do a cause because it's dear to both of your hearts, Stacie and Bruno, and I just want to bring it up. But we'll do that in a second. If you're a realtor, right, in the business, looking to get in the business, you know, experience, not experience, tell me, you know, because what is the dream team one, say, offering for the right realtor? I guess my question is, because, you know, it's like a fit. It's like a brand. Like, what is it that is the connection you're looking for? So if a realtor was listening, and what would your message be to them?
Well, positivity. So one thing you do learn, if someone doesn't already have it set in their mind, in Real Estate 101, you got to keep an open mind and you have to be positive. We don't use words like can't, won't, I don't know how, hope. It's always reassuring, positive, reflective words. I will accomplish this. I am going to do this. So it's all these positive things. So for the people that I would like to seek out that are going to be additional team members, have to have some sort of that fit in it. And I like the diversification too. I'd like to hear where people, you know, where their backgrounds came from, where their sphere can help them, and why they want to do it. Because everybody thinks that real estate is so easy to get into, which the credentials are, but the job is not. Right. And so if you come in thinking that, you know, you're just going to be handed floods of money, that's not the right reason to get into it. We
do it. Not a chance in hell.
No.
You got to work your ass off, and you got to be likable, and you got to, because you're on a mission and in a journey with these people. Right. These are some of the biggest decisions of their lives. It's and if you're not, they don't trust you.
It's the biggest.
For most people,
they have to trust you, man.
I got another power question for you, Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dropping them today. I can't help myself. Bruno, what does hustle mean to you?
What does hustle mean to me? You know, I see a lot of posts about that stuff. You know, Elon Musk puts up that famous post. I work 365 days a year, 16 hours a day, and people still call me lucky, right? So, I mean, I see a lot of that. And my wife has taught me that, I'm backtracking a little bit because I want this to come out right. People like me and Emilio, all we ever knew was work, 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 work. From when we were 11, Big Emilio had him shoveling cars. He was like 10 years old, right? My dad had me picking up bottles in the parking lot, you know? So hustle was all we knew. And then when I married Stacie taught me about hustling life, and then that other things are just your job, right? So what my wife and I started getting great at is hustling life. And then our jobs fell into place. And what I mean by that is when we set our goals on Saturday and Sunday, we set our goals. We make sure our trips are in place. We make sure dinner plans are arranged. We don't set up how many books we're going to read about real estate. We don't set up how many YouTube Grant Cardone things I'm going to watch. I already know how to sell real estate, and so does my wife. So I guess the word hustle to me means get your house of cards, hustle your house of cards, your life, your kids, your wife. Your wife is everything. And the faster you figure that out, look at all the people that are married 30, 40, 50 years. The guy treats the wife like the queen. And that is old school mentality. And I hustle life, and then work comes along with it. You have to spend more time with your family and your core values than you do setting up how much money and how many deals you're going to close by January 1st. And that's our definition of hustle.
You're going to hustle to dinner. You're going to hustle to the show.
Chad,
Right.
what he's
Like
saying is, if you lose focus for 1 second, any little distraction in life could tear down your whole entire deck of cards.
That's right.
You
Right.
could
Stay
easily
your
be
core.
distracted, and your marriage could fall apart. You could easily lose track of what your kids are doing, and they could get in trouble with the law or get in trouble with drugs. Like you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, think about what he's saying.
Work
It's deeper.
is a byproduct of your happiness, right?
Right.
You can't do anything. I always quote the great Dr. Phil. All the watchers are going to know this. You can't give what you don't have. If you don't have emotion, if you don't have compassion, if you don't have intelligence, you can't give it. So if you're miserable inside, if you're sad, if you're not kind inside, you obviously don't give kindness.
Right.
You know?
How could you, if you don't have it in you, how could you give it to somebody else?
Right.
You're miserable. You know what I mean?
And
Everything.
God,
and
Stacey.
that's the core, and that's the core foundation, I think. Quality of life and is very important, and we work very hard, and we and to Bruno's point, this is our career, and we help people buy and sell houses, but at the end of the day, for all of them concerned too, I mean, we really delve into people's backgrounds to see, if they need help with credit, if they need help, if they need all these
They have
beginning
tax
pieces.
problems,
We
everything.
are like a one-stop shop just to make sure that everything in their life is has
Okay
a good
first.
foundation in
Very
order
good.
to move
Very
forward
good.
with buying their
Yes.
most prized possession.
Yes.
And with that,
That's perfect.
you have to be able to give those types of things, and sometimes it takes a little bit
I
longer
wanna-
than others.
I want to piggyback on that.
Mhm.
What my wife just said was, what Stacie just said was, people ask for the pre-approval, right? The pre-approval, how much cash in the bank and credit. We ask, are you okay? Obviously you have to be open to this. These are people we know. These aren't Zillow leads.
Right.
Are you okay? Is your job okay? Are you okay spiritually? You want to go to dinner? When you're getting ready to buy a house, you hit this perfectly, Stace. You have to be so much better than your credit. You have to be mentally ready. Your kids have to be ready. Your schools have to be ready. Your packing has to be ready. It's so much more than 20% down and credit. And that is where we strive to be better and to be the best. We try to dig in deeper than just your credit score to make sure you're mentally prepared to potentially lose a few offers, to potentially get beat out by 100,000 by somebody went crazy. There's way more to the pre-approval process than your credit score. That was perfect, Stacey. That was
Yeah.
perfect. Really
I got a
Wow.
question before we get to the kind cause. So since you guys are, diversified in Florida and Pennsylvania
and Jersey.
and Jersey, we'll leave Jersey out of this. We'll keep it in the realm of the No. We'll keep it in the Pennsylvania, like all one. Like Pennsylvania, Jersey's one. Are the same things happening in Florida as they're happening here?
Yep, 100%. It's everywhere. So
It's unbelievable.
very low inventory, people going crazy over. And we just try to manage that to, not have our clients exposed to detriment things that they're that people do in this.
It's just
crazy
wild
market.
that it's going on in
But
every
it's
state.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Guys,
Very low inventory.
I've come to the conclusion, and again, for everyone watching, the entire United States is prime real estate. And I asked someone to prove me wrong. Anywhere, I don't care if you go to Wissinoming, Tacony, Bucks County, Maryland, pick a spot. The worst spots you can imagine, people are still fighting over property. Everybody's trying to be in the United States. It really doesn't matter where at this point. Some things a little more stabilized than others, but in Florida, some properties, guys, they're demanding cash only. That's how strong it is down there now.
It's crazy.
And heaven forbid you need an extension. Extensions aren't even in our language in Florida.
No.
They'll just take your deposit and move on.
So extension is like another language, basically.
Oh, you can't extend.
Extensions.
Extension. By the time sun comes in, it's already like a dial tone. You're like,
They already have your
At
deposit.
least,
cash.
in Florida. At least in
Anybody
Florida.
there? Anybody
Yeah,
there?
they're like, what? Excuse me? No, I don't.
Yeah,
cash your deposit.
that's a spelling bee word. That's first round
Mhm.
stuff. You're done. All right.
Yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do. This has been so much fun. 44 44. That just looked at that was pretty cool time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to discuss your kind cause. So Jason, bring that up. And then we're going to have some fun with a little chatting at the end. And we're going to, hit this about an hour because you guys are so interesting and so much fun. So let's bring this up. Bruno and Stacie, take it away. I want to just have you kind of talk about this cause and what it means to you, because I want you to kind of explain to the viewers.
Well, I'm going to let my husband do this one because this is very near and dear to us because it does involve his sister, and he'll tell you a little bit around about why this cause is important.
Awesome.
So my sister she was born severely brain damaged. She has cerebral palsy, and she wasn't able to walk or talk from birth. But again, I like to talk about this cause because my sister is as healthy as you and I, and she lives a tremendously great life. She has a great house with 4 other people that are in the same care as her. And the state takes amazing care of her. And we ask people to donate to the Markley Homes because the Markley Homes takes care of disabled adults, and they do such a thankless job. And my sister has bright white teeth. She is smiling every day. She's as healthy as can be. She's 47. She's a year younger than me. And we appreciate any help. And she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
She really is.
And all her roommates are beautiful. And they're not sick. They're very healthy. And I think people don't realize that they have great lives. So we just try to make it a little better for them too.
Awesome. And for this cause, how do we get it directly to that cause, for example?
It's on this website.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what is the name? And what we'll do is, what we're going to do after the show, if it's okay, we'll drop it in the comment section, obviously, and then that way people can find out more about that. If that's cool, would that be cool, Bruno?
Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, that would
I
be
appreciate.
great.
No, really, because I really love to just share great causes and let people know what's out there, and it's important. It's really important that we come together and really just keep the movement going. And I always tell people, if you don't have the money, you can put in some time. You can donate your time. Is so important, right?
Yep.
You can get people together. You can run some miles. You can walk some miles. There's so many options and so many ways to raise things. So, I just think sometimes I always say, oh, I don't have $1. I don't have $2. But that's okay. You can put your time in if you can't. But money, time, good energy, share this with someone that maybe does have money. So maybe you don't, but maybe you have an uncle that can help out, or you have an aunt or a relative or somebody that has the means. So you can spread it to someone that can help, that can actually maybe financially help. So
sponsorships would be great.
Yeah.
Listen, not only is it a fantastic cause, it's also the fact that Bruno can educate, just like my father had myofascial muscular dystrophy. So you believe that because you're uneducated, you don't understand, because people are ignorant to the situations and the conditions. Like he said, she's healthy as a horse. She's living a great life. She's been living the best life she could possibly live. And that gives the family the peace of mind, right? People would ask me like, oh, your dad. My dad lived a great goddamn life.
Yeah.
My dad's organs didn't fail him. The complications of the muscular dystrophy failed him. You understand?
Right.
But I used to get mad when I was younger, and then I turned to becoming an advocate. So any type of education I give somebody, that's there. You could give, even if the people can't donate, go and learn. Like you said, give the time, pay attention. Because feeling sorry for people, that's not what we're about. We're not about it. What can you do to empower yourself and give people, educate people, and go out and, like you said, sometimes donating your time is more powerful. Yeah. It's easy to put that $50 up or that $100 up, and sometimes it's cowardly. How about you go spend some time? Go spend 8 hours a day and go learn from these people. Go learn.
Put the 100 up. It's okay, everybody. We won't give you a
but
coward.
You understand what I'm saying? Donate your money. I understand, but it's some people. And that when they get that in their heart and they feel that, that's a whole entire, it's a whole different ballgame when it opens you up, like you said, spiritually, mentally. So many people are so habitual. You know, they're so in their own little world and mind. And if they expanded it just a little bit,
just a little,
the world would be a kinder place.
Well, I think this is, I mean, to your point, and we love your show too. And I think the more that you're doing this, hopefully it will keep continuing to spread the kindness and expand people on not thinking so much inside the box and keeping yourselves in your own heads, but to start to think a little more light. You know, it's been a difficult 2 years for a lot of people,
right.
You know, and
nobody knows what the 2 years meant for the person they're talking to. It could have been a death, it could have been a sickness, it could have been a job loss, it could have been just a lost relationship. Nobody knows what these last 2 years, everybody's story is equally as hard. Yep. So we just thought being obnoxiously kind, there was never a better time for it. And we can leave with this. Guys, we're unapologetically happy, you know, and people don't want to say that out loud. You know, but we are unapologetically in love. We are unapologetically happy. And we are not interested in how people view other people's kindness and happiness. You know, we pray right in public. Some people like it, some people don't, but we're not interested.
Bruno, you know what else? And I'm going to backtrack a little bit before we end this. Because when we got a good 7 minutes left, we're good, right?
Yeah. Roll it, man. This is too good not to roll.
So what it also does too is that it actually weeds out all the negative and not positive people in your life, because you notice, guys like me and you know this. And look, Stacie, you know it too. You're from Port Richmond. I mean, you know the gig, right? Yeah. Like I keep like leaving her out like she's from Mississippi or something. You know what I mean? Like she knows the gig. You know what I mean? Like Stacey's a Philly girl.
Port Richmond. I'm a Port Richmond girl.
Let's not get it twisted. She'll hit you with a high heel if you get too close. So what I'm saying is that the minute we started to narrow the circle down and get rid of all the jerk offs in our lives, how better did your life become?
We finally gained wealth. And I don't mean my bank account.
In knowledge and friendship.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It has nothing to do about money. 100%.
And we've been told that our whole lives. Our whole lives, get rid of these guys, get rid of this one, make it, you know.
Every cliche, and I know my mother-in-law is watching. I love you, Mary Ann. I love it. My mother-in-law's upstairs. We live with my 100% Italian mother-in-law. She's amazing.
You know, I kidnapped her at Gino's on Frankfurt Avenue.
I know you did. Every single cliche we grew up with was true. You are who you hang out with. All those cliches.
You are what you eat.
But here's the thing. When you finally start practicing it, you gain wealth. You start to see the wealth come in spades. Emilio, you were always a successful guy, but how successful were you up here? It's rhetorical. The point is, I had no success up here.
It's zero. I was the most self-destructive person to myself. It was incredible. It was like, it was all in front of us our whole lives. And we would just tore it down every time because we weren't there yet spiritually, mentally. And we weren't there. We weren't there mature. We weren't mature.
Yes.
And it took us longer. It took us longer than most people. But you know what? I don't have any regrets. I made my beds. I lied in them, and that's what it was. And you know, sometimes you got to learn the hard way to come out stronger in the end. And that's what it is. And look, I'm sure that we'll have our highs and lows as we, get into our, our, what do they call it? Our golden years and shit. So,
of course, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm not afraid. Some people worry about age as we get older. We're 48.
Can't wait.
I look at it as what's next on our journey. I mean, Florida's here, and
actually gives you more freedom the older you get, because you have no restraints.
We talked about spirituality and kindness a lot because I think they're linked, right?
Yeah.
And again, even if you believe in green men, doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you know there's a higher power out there.
It's amazing. It really
Little
is.
green men.
I believe in my
baby
that's green. Does that count?
Right. It does.
Eagles. My Eagles bear.
It's fantastic.
Sorry. Go on.
Oh man.
This has been a great hour, guys.
No, I think this is a great show because it shows this is what you try to accomplish with this show, right? It's like you have people coming on that, have this goal, and they want to keep it light. They want us, to spread the knowledge. We're all in business. We're all trying to do the same thing, but we're all networking and we're all doing things. Like I called Bruno this week, I text him on the phone. Like, I need somebody in Delaware. He's like my wife's best guy. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, and I told people on the show before who watch it, I'm not the best realtor. I don't care to be. I'd rather have a network of people, whether you fix shoes, you sell real estate, you make hoagies. If we're all in the same circle and there's a platform to do it on, and Chad's provided that for us, and Jason in the background producing it, use it, man. Use it.
A friend of mine, one of the things that we're trying to prove on is fitness, big thing. If you meet people that are extremely fit, right, and you talk to them, they tell you it's a lifestyle choice.
Yes.
They say, it's not just the 5, 6, 7 days a week at the gym. It's what they eat. It's what they drink. It's all it. Kindness and spirituality. We wake up every day making that choice. When we meet our maker, my wife and I have made the decision, when we finally meet our maker and we get there, I don't want God to say to my wife and I, my queen and I, guys, I gave you intelligence. I gave you health. I gave you family. I gave you love. And look what you did. I want our maker to go, you guys crushed it. Come on in. You guys killed it with everything that I gave you. Thank you so much. You got it. Come on in. I don't want to just slide through the front gate.
Savages this way.
Savages this way.
Yeah.
Live and love.
You're going to do it. If you're going to do it, like he said, make it a lifestyle. Be about it for real. Like, don't bullshit. Like, that's what it is. And that's your brand. That's who you are as a person. That's who you are spiritually. And that's what you're about. And that's what I like about it. Like, see me, I don't care to have anybody. I don't ask for opinions. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I'm doing it obnoxiously. And you see it, like, you know what I mean? People, sometimes you probably go on there and go, what is this guy doing? But you know what?
We weren't always that way, all of us.
Yeah, I love it.
I've gotten better. I've grown. I've changed. And I know people don't believe that's a possibility, but I'm living proof of change.
Bruno, that was my first question to open the show. How do you think people view you from knowing us, guys like us, our whole lives? That's the answer to the question an hour later. There you go.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Let me just
That's
say
the answer to the question.
I love it.
I got to get my fingers straight. For playing hockey, they're all busted up and shit. I can't even make a heart. I know it's my middle finger, but it's all crooked. Look at this thing. Well, it's from playing hockey. My hands are all busted up.
We have breaking news. What
is it?
I mean, it's better late than never.
Is Mindy coming on the show?
No, I mean, breaking news.
I thought Mindy was coming on.
Mindy's my queen, of course.
Yes.
And
beautiful.
The breaking news is we have officially launched our YouTube channel. Yes.
Awesome.
We have a YouTube channel. And Jason, if you could, in the comments, put that information down, because we would like to have you subscribe. We just started yesterday. I think we're up to 20 subscribers.
So think about how good this show was and the guests that we had on here. If we could have some behind the scenes, talk with Stacie and Bruno about maybe, like I said, going to Florida, incorporating them, kind causes, put this shit on the road, actually showing up to places and donating our time.
Well, that's what we wanted to do this time.
I think that this could become something that where people are not just paying attention to it locally, they could pay attention to it nationally. And I think this could be a contagious thing real fast.
Are you asking us if we want to do the Be Kind show, Southwest Florida?
I think I might be onto something here.
I mean, you guys are the ambassadors of Behind.
I got to be honest with you, dude.
If anybody can lead the way, it would be Bruno and
Stacey. When something feels organic and you know what I mean, it sounds good. I mean, they got their shit together with it.
I'm a co-host. We're on the spot. I mean, we do crazy things on the show. This thing grows organically. So seriously, YouTube, Jason, put it in the comments log. We would really appreciate you going to our channel, watching some videos, liking it and subscribing it so we can get a presence on YouTube. And we're going to also, I think even next week, the show will be on our YouTube channel simulcast. So we'll be at Facebook, YouTube. We're just giving our viewers some different ways to check us out. Now, I want to also just get to our final segment because we're going to run it real quick just because it's so much fun. Can we do a quick chatting segment? We're going to ask some random questions, and then we're going to see you next week for another exciting show. So here we go. This is where I just ask you some random questions and you just tell me what's on your mind. All right. Stacie.
Yes.
What is the most exotic food dish you've ever eaten?
Exotic.
Oh, I heard.
I mean, I've eaten caviar and I've eaten escargot. That's probably the most.
Which is a snail.
Which is a snail. And I
That
do
was
like
what,
the
like, Bruno
escargot.
All right. So now my question.
Love
I'm gonna
it.
chat over Chad. How hard is it to find? Because I already know. How hard is it to find a good cheesesteak in Florida without peppers and onions in it on like a hot dog roll, like something decent?
You want?
Time out. That's a great question.
That's for Bruno.
Not only is it a great question, I'm in the cheesesteak groups with you guys.
Yeah, you see it.
But we have a good one.
So
Oh, you
I
do?
went down there. It's not a quick answer. Real quick. I'll make it quick. I went down there. You know, everybody puts their cheesesteaks in that group on Facebook and they rate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went down there hoping to find a 5 out of 10. Not a 10, a 5 out of 10.
So you straight up lowered your standards.
I told
Yeah.
everybody in the channel, I know that I'm not going to find anything comparable to Philly, but give me a chance.
Yeah.
After 3 or 4 meals were ruined, I was getting sick. They had brown gravy on the side. To answer your question, no, there's no.
So, but wait.
I told you, Chad.
So I'm gonna
Gabe Fiorello.
and Gabe
He's
Fiorello.
from Philly.
He's from South Philly. And this is the one place, because I finally said to him, I said, Bruno, you're going home starving. I was like, and we don't want to keep buying 2 meals because you want to keep hoping that Florida's going to get that magic steak. It's just not happening. So I said, move on. So he found, it's called
Double
D's Munchies, and it's a food truck. And
he's from the 215.
He's from South Philly, and he's got the closest cheesesteak to what we're accustomed to here.
It was good.
Which you have to, like, it's almost like, you know, you have to give that props, because I'm telling you, man, when I used to go down there, I dated this girl, and they would always when I would order food, they would like, well, we got you like what you would like to eat.
The
They
Philly
would be a
cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak. And I'd be like, listen, don't do me any favors. Give me a grouper sandwich. Do something. You're
Trust
killing
me,
me over here.
We
with
just
this thing.
spoke with my mother, and she'll love this because we want to get her a food truck, and hopefully
We might do
it
some
becomes-
meatballs and sausage
and
down
Wow.
sausage and peppers,
That would-
Italian
That's what
style, right?
sausage, yeah.
Right.
So
all
is he.
Italian.
Eater, I'll be there.
Chad, I got a feeling me and you are going
I
to
said,
wind up in
"There's no
Florida
good
in the next 5
sandwiches."
years.
I eat with. I'm probably one of the best eaters on the East Coast.
Yeah, he is. He's good.
I
I
love it.
really am.
I love it.
I'm also available to be your pool boy for the pool in the
That's
summertime.
right. You
Done.
can say
There's always
that.
summertime in
Done.
Florida.
I'll
There's
swat
no
mosquitoes.
winter, right? It's always
No,
nice
I'll
there.
take care of the boat, Bruno. I'll wax the boat up.
Pool boy, you got a
We'll
pool
give you
boy,
the
you got a
silver.
boat.
There it is.
You got it all going.
There it is, double D's. There you go.
Wow, double D's. You know what?
I'm going to have
Double
to
D's
show this to
Munchies. We're
Gabe.
spreading the kind cause.
Hold on, I gotta
Check
take a
out Double D's Munchies for a steak that's almost like Philly. It's
And
like
he's,
as close as you're
and
going to
he's
get.
from Philadelphia. So look at that.
I love
That's
it.
an
Finding a
awesome
cheesesteak in
shout-out.
Florida is finding like the lost city of El Dorado.
No doubt about it,
He
Emilio.
brings in he brings in the grease right from Philly. They send him the grease.
That's right.
It's
Yeah, the
amazing.
grease,
All
send
right.
the grease in.
That was
Great
awesome,
show,
Jay.
dude.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah,
We're
that
gonna
was
do
way in
one
the
final
back.
question, and
Mhm.
then if Emilio, I'll have you wrap up your thoughts, and then I'm gonna keep it up with the dream team. So here we go. You ready?
Right.
Bruno and Stacie, give me a bucket list item that you guys want to do together.
Oh,
The Maldives.
the Maldives, Greece,
That's a good one.
grow our team.
Yeah, the grower
Um,
team's like 5th.
Right.
Emilio wants to go to Romania, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see Budapest,
He
dude.
wants
No,
to-
don't
he
get
wants
me
to
wrong.
see
I want the
Dracula
beach
in
and shit,
Romania.
man.
We might have to-
Maldives.
Maldives is probably number 1 on our list. Greece is right up there.
Mm.
Hawaii we have not seen. So travel wise, like we love traveling. So
As-
we're
yeah.
big travelers.
As far as work goals, grow our team. I'm going to be starting my yachtsman license April, so I can start selling and buying luxury boats, and that's where we're headed. That's on our bucket
and
list.
of course selling real estate
Strong.
out there. So
We're gonna have.
I got a
we're
friend
gonna
of
have you
mine in
back
the
as a
car
guest when you
business.
do that. Is that okay?
Listen, I have a friend of mine in the car business who's been successful for the last 30 years. He's not even that old. You know, he just bought a house down, I think, in Siesta Key or whatever. He's going
That's where
down
we
there.
are.
it's an hour and a
Yeah,
half
he-
from us.
He's getting his that girl that I was telling you about a long time ago when I dated. She's in Bradenton Beach, so that's
Yeah,
not too
that's
far.
right.
Yeah,
You go over there.
that's my favorite area, dude. That whole area right there, like you
That's
can
where we
drop me,
live.
That's
you
one of
could
the
kidnap
hours
me,
from us.
bring me there, and say, "Give me a new
I mean,
name," and I'd be cool with it. I could do
Stacie,
that.
you
Maria
legitimately have
Island.
a pool boy and a
Anne
boat
Marie
boy.
Island,
Why?
Venice
It's
You already-
whatever you're thinking of doing right now. It's a strong move. It's 100% on the up and up, and that's where it's at. The luxury boats, all that stuff. You know, real estate. You hit it on the head. That's good shit.
I'm really good
Strong.
at eating food on luxury boats. I just want you to know. All right.
Well-
Anyway,
boats and houses, because we have over 400 canals in Florida and in Cape Coral. So what we'd like to do is sell houses from boats, which is very typical in Florida.
Yeah.
You just drive right up to the dock instead of
Yep.
like, opening up a lockbox. So that is also a thing.
That's the
It is cool.
We're having you back when you get Bruno. When you get your license, I'm going to have you back for that. Is that cool?
You got it.
That's just
We're going to
such
go
a cool
there.
topic.
We're
That's really
taking
cool.
a show on the road.
Like
You should.
literally, Bruno will take a.
You guys can spend a weekend at our house. You know you can.
Yeah.
Spend the
We'll
weekend.
all be together, and then like think about the opening of the show. We'll all be on the boat and shit. You know what I mean? It's
You
good.
video the whole time.
Yeah.
We'll cut it.
You're saying what we were already talking about.
Yeah, and Jason's onto something. Chad's onto something, like with a different platform for editing instead of being on kind of like a Zoom meeting type thing. You can really do it up nice.
Yeah.
Great.
We're interested.
Well, I'm going to do, you know what? Thank you. That was fun. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to just say, first of all, it was a power hour-ish because we're actually over the hour, which is so much fun.
That's because the content's good.
It was amazing. I mean, I don't rush something like this. This is for me. Like, I had fun this hour. This is therapy for me. And I'm going to say to my viewers and Emilio's viewers, please share the videos, like the videos, join our YouTube, support Stacie and Bruno. They're great people. The Dream Team one is awesome. They explained to us there's a different hustle. They give us a different version and a different definition than the traditional hustle today, and at least a friendship and family. They also discussed that at the table is when the relationship really begins. And I think without even saying it, they kind of said it. They're friends. They have so many friends from the actual real estate that they do. And that's really neat. So as you do more and more transactions, it's like your family's growing because you don't treat these like transactions. You treat these like friendships. And it's really,
and if you notice, Chad, right? They didn't knock anybody else's hustle. It's whatever works for you, works for you. This is what's working for them. And if somebody wants to, pull up in a Lamborghini or Aventador and show, high rises, and that's their hustle, and then that's good for them.
You know what? It's not about competition because there's plenty of business out there. It's about helping one another, working together. Everybody's at a different brokerage.
It's actually a good look.
You work together with colleagues. We're all colleagues trying to achieve the same goals.
You look more powerful working together, way more powerful than you do trying to like badmouth other people or tell other people why you're better than them. It actually, power in numbers. And I don't think people understand. There's a lot of people do understand that, but I always say it at every show. Philly is such a hardcore market. And you're seeing the difference in Florida. Yep. Philly, it's like you got to get a hammer out and crack the shell to break it down to these people. Just like, for Christ's sakes, like pay attention, man.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I just
like,
come on.
I also had I'm not trying to rob you, for Christ's sakes. Like, pay attention.
Emilio, I had a confession today that I was bad in 2012 at the mall. I mean, this is like therapy you cannot get. And I don't even have a copay. This is like amazing. my copay is paying Jason. There you go. But that's included. No, this is, by the way, Jason, make it better marketing. Jason, put your information down there. Seriously, put your information
on the show. Why don't Jason just come on the show?
Come on the show and say hi to everyone.
Say hi.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
I'm in space.
But he does a lot of things, and he should tell people what he does. Like, he has a big, he can do a lot of marketing.
Jason, you know what? You're out here. Let's do it. This is fun. Tell us what you do.
Listen, I do the marketing. I do brand awareness. You see, I help these guys build this beautiful brand. I believe in it a lot, so it was easy. And if you need help doing anything like this, give me a call. My number.
Nice.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You can go to makeitbettermarketing.com.
You're gonna be on YouTube soon. So.
You can also get Jason's number through Emilio DeChico, Chad Naskin. I'm only breaking your.
Listen, remember his thing.
I'm only breaking his balls. I do it all the time. He knows breaking your balls. He knows. Bruno and Stacie Marcinkowski, and you can get Jason's number through us too if you inbox us.
And I just want to let everybody know that it's been an absolute amazing hour 9. Emilio, anything you want to say? And then
I'm content. I think it was great. Look, here's the thing: when you have like an intimate and personal relationship with somebody who's a lifelong friend and their wife, and I could sit here and talk for the next 3 hours. As a matter of fact, I could get in my car, go to their house, have him make me a drink, sit down and bullshit for the next 3 hours. If we, so I think I'm content with the show, and we're just gonna have to continue it afterwards and see where
we'll
it takes
see
us.
how it goes.
Awesome.
We can't thank you enough,
Yeah,
both of
guys.
you, for inviting us on to the show. It's great. We love your cause. We love the kindness that you're spreading and the good vibes. I think more people need to know this and spread it amongst everybody else too. And just be kind. Kind
That's
is
it.
good.
It's a
great.
choice. It's a lifestyle choice. It really is.
I have three great friends, Emilio, Stacie, and Bruno. I really consider you all lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And this has been so much fun. And
Thank you,
I
guys.
just appreciate you both. You're really both blessings in my life.
Same.
I'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for coming on,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
I appreciate
You
it. Bruno,
all
we gotta get together. Stacie, we'll get together.
Talk soon.
100%.
I'm
We
trying
love
to
it.
do this, but my fingers are busted up. Fingers, dude. Oh man.
There we
Bye,
go.
guys.
Thank you.